Good evening, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon. I have no idea where in the world you're listening in from, but happy new year. It is not Larry and Taylor this evening. I am here live from my office in Letterkenny in a small town in Ireland. And I'm really excited to be here sharing with you a little bit about what has happened with me in our business since we've been working really closely with Larry and Taylor in the LT Academy, and to talk about this incredible book. So as you are jumping on, I would love your support. Normally I have my sidekick with me, my husband, my partner in crime, but I am all on my lonesome this evening. So I would love your support. I would love you to hit that love button. I would love you to tell me where in the world you are listening in from. And most importantly, that you can hear me, because I am working this myself tonight and I am not technical at all. So I see we have got some comments, and what I would love first and foremost is if I can see some names and it's saying Facebook user. So if that comes up, I would love if you could click in the link in the title of this video. It just means that it gives Facebook permission for me to see your name, so I can give you a shout out. So I see that we've got Anders from Sweden, we've got Kelly, we have someone from Monaghan, but I can't see your name. So maybe after Christmas, if you haven't been on the platform for a while, if you haven't been listening into any of the book clubs, you may need to just click in the link in the title of this video. And that just means that when Larry and Taylor are looking back, which they always do on these calls, they can personally thank you for listening in and connect with you. Hey, Frank, all the way in Houston, Texas. So it is the new year, and I would love to know, have you set some New Year's goals? Are you focused? Have you got a goal in mind? And have you joined us in El Paso? Because we headed off to El Paso on Monday, and this is day 5 for some of us. And it has already been a roller coaster of a journey. And we're staying there. We've committed to giving it our all for the next 90 days. And it's going to be a journey and one to remember. But the most important thing that I have learned since working with Larry and Taylor is a goal. We set a goal actually for who we become in the process. It's not for what we achieve, it's who we become. And that's what, if you've ever listened to Larry share his El Paso journey, you will realize it wasn't about all of these incredible distributors that joined him, all of these partners that signed up with him. It was who he became at the end of the 90 days. He realized that he was tall enough. He was smart enough. He was doing everything. He went to El Paso on his own. He had to host the meetings. He had to prospect people. He had to invite them. He had to sign them in. He had to present them. He had to close them. He had to follow up. He had to do everything on his own. And he will share with you, if you've ever heard the story, that there were more nights than enough that there were tears on his pillow, because it was completely out of his comfort zone. There were so many times that he felt like giving up. He was in his head. He was imagining what that trip home was going to be like. And if that is you, if maybe your business is not where you'd like it to be, maybe you're at the stage where you're like, will I continue with this? What will I do? Well, what I would say is you are on the right broadcast and you are with the right community, because if anyone can show you how to simplify your business, how to get multiplication in your business, and how to do it with so much ease and joy, Larry and Taylor are definitely the couple for that. So I see we've got Shelley in the house from Ireland. Welcome, Shelley. We have got Trinidad Garcia in Spain. We've got Trisha in Ireland. We've got Stephanie in Essex. We've got Mark and Trisha over in the UK. Deirdre from Ireland. Jennifer. We've got someone else from Southern California. So as you can see, this is a global community. You will connect with people from all walks of life and from all different parts of the world, which is just incredible. And we learn and grow together. This is a place where we share ideas, we share inspiration, we share what's working for us, but we also share the tough times, which is very important, because what you will realize is that tough times don't last, but tough people do. And what you need to develop is a briefcase of skills to get you through the tough times. And that is exactly what you will learn in the Millionaire training. So first and foremost, what I would say is, if you haven't got this book, this is an incredible book to get on your gift list. You can get it on Amazon, and I think it's about €20, $20. And this will teach you everything you need to know about the fundamentals of building a network marketing business. He talks you through all of the different concepts about shaking every grain of sand from your shoe, how to employ yourself. The only variable is you, and he tells it through story format. So even if you are not a reader like most of us, I was not a reader. I love listening to audiobooks, but this book grabbed my attention, and so much so that we actually decided back in August, I think, of 2021, that we would set up our own morning book club, because I knew the importance of reading this book, of listening to this book, but I also understood the importance of accountability and how we will do for other people what we may not do for ourselves. So by creating an environment where we would all come on first thing in the morning and we would start our day with this book, I knew the compound effect that that would have, and how it would set people up to win, and how it would really catapult people's businesses and build their belief. Because as Taylor always says, belief determines behavior. And when we started our journey in this profession a number of years ago, I was a teacher. And we started it purely to make an extra 200 to 500 euros a month. We had no idea if we would even be able to do that. And when I say we, I say my husband and I, because we do this business together. He was a carpenter. We are both introverts. He is definitely more introverted than me. Whenever we would be in a social gathering, he was always the quietest person there. But on a one-to-one, he excelled. He loved speaking to people on a one-to-one. So the idea of him doing a business like this was so alien. If someone had have told us that this would be our future, we would have laughed at them, because we were in our own little bubble, did not have a large network of friends. We did not have we didn't have any experience in sales. But what we did have was a desire to change the situation we were in. We were sick and tired of being broke. We were sick and tired of not being able to make a decision based on whether we wanted to do it or not. The decision was made for us based on what it was going to cost. And we seen this business at a time in our life when we really needed it. But our first reaction was no, like most people, because we didn't think that we'd be good enough. We didn't think that we'd have enough time. We didn't think that we knew enough people. But when you actually take the time to sit down and listen, you decide, well, it would make no sense to not try this. Why would we not try it, especially when you can weave it into the pockets of your day? And the idea of being able to earn an extra 200 to 500 euros each and every month around our kids, around my teaching job, when they were asleep, excited the life out of me, because that was an extra income that wasn't already accounted for. That was going to allow us to pay off some bills that were constantly hanging over us. That was going to allow us to have a little bit put aside, for savings. But like you and most people, I really did not know if it was going to work for us. But what did we do? We had conversations with people. And whenever someone asks me, what is your secret to success? For a long time, I didn't really know. I was like, I'm doing the work, I'm doing this and I'm doing that. But what it really boils down to is, how many conversations are you having on a daily basis? And how many people are you asking to take a look at what you're doing? So in our first month, what happened was I had a lot of conversations with a lot of different people, and a lot of people said they weren't interested. But a few people started to say, that sounds exactly like what I need. And we ended up not making 200 euros, not making 500 euros, but making 1,000 euros. And our belief went from down here to right up here, because all of a sudden we thought to ourselves, oh my goodness, if we can do this, anybody can do this. And we had incredible success. Within a year, I had left my teaching job. My husband, he had returned back to school, and he finished out his degree in computer programming. And this has been our sole source of income for all that time. I never had to go back teaching or anything like that. But what happened to us was that we had massive success, but we didn't have the skill set to keep moving in the direction that the success was pulling us. And all of our limiting beliefs, all of our fears, all of our doubts, we actually sabotaged ourselves. And we got out of the habit of doing what got us moving in the first place, and we went into managerial mode. And we thought that our responsibility then was to help our team. So we stopped lifting our own weights each and every day, and we started trying to help everybody else lift theirs. And that just will have a negative effect on your business. You may not see it straight away, but in 90 days time, you start to see the results of that. And we were very lucky to have connected with Larry and Taylor at a coaching event that we were at. They were the speakers there, and we stayed in touch. And in June of 2020, we decided that we wanted to work a lot closer with them. We wanted to simplify our business because we were feeling a little bit burnt out. Our business was in massive momentum, which a lot of businesses were in 2020, but we felt that we didn't have enough time. We wanted to have more time, and we wanted to create more leadership. And we were really attracted to the simplicity and to the real talk that Larry and Taylor deliver. And we decided that this was where we wanted to go. It was one of the scariest decisions that we ever made, but it has been, without a shadow of a doubt, the greatest decision that we've made in our career to date. And not only have we more time on our hands, our business is stronger than it has ever been. We have more clarity, more understanding, and we are creating the most incredible team of phenomenal leaders who know exactly where they're going, know exactly why they're doing it, and know how to talk to people. They understand the business that we're in. They understand the importance of those conversations, and they are able to bring people into their business with that confidence from day one. And you're going to hear from a few of them tonight. So if you're considering joining El Paso, first and foremost, what I'd say is get into the academy. When you get into the academy, you can see then the different routes that you can go down. El Paso is not for the faint-hearted. It is for really people who are very keen on building a business. It is not about building a customer base. The customer base comes alongside, which you'll hear tonight, with the El Paso experience, but it is for people who are very keen on getting to that 500 euros a month, 500 euros a week, and 500 euros a day as quickly as possible. Because as Larry says, it's not that you need a different amount of skills to earn 500 euros a day or 500 euros a month. It just requires you to actually have a different desire level. And our desire levels can change as we go through this business. But up first, I am going to bring up the beautiful Amanda King, who is also a teacher like myself. She has 3 beautiful babies. I see her. She's probably got them in the background, guys, because this is real life. I can't hear you, Amanda.
Sorry, I'm running away from them.
Oh, perfect. I can hear you there now.
Sorry,
I know. Hang on. I'm just going to turn my volume up a little bit here. This is real life, Amanda, and thank you so much for agreeing to come on. I know this was a little bit last minute, but here we are. This is the reality of our business. You just do it when you've got everything going on, and you just make the most of each and every minute.
That's so true. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm not very prepared in a room is what I mean. I just was clearing up while you were talking, and that's the beauty of the business. Pockets of time.
Absolutely. So Amanda, first and foremost, do you want to tell everybody a little bit about you, where you're from, and why you got started in this industry?
Yeah, so thanks so much, Mary, for having me on, and Larry and Taylor. So I am a secondary school teacher back 4 years ago now, got almost 5 next year, that's which is crazy, but I had my first born Molly King, and she was amazing, had the most amazing, or sorry, she is amazing. I really need to settle myself. Like she was
Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath.
Sorry. But
me and you're just having a chat.
Yes, exactly. I think it's the running up the stairs.
Yes.
Imagine I'm working on that fitness. But anyway, so that I was on maternity leave that whole year and really enjoying obviously being off, and the time came where I had to go back to school. So she was born in the January, and that the end of August, that September, I was going back. So she was 8 months, and at the time, I know if anyone's listening that is a mum going back to her, it's the thoughts of it are so difficult. And I suppose I was having very little energy. Like the beauty of having one baby at the time was I was napping whenever she was napping, and I wasn't feeling as good as I wanted to going back to school. But I had seen this girl, and anyway, I wanted all her health benefits, but she reached out after I had went for a run. So this is the power of connecting with people, because I had done a half marathon run that summer, and she reached out, and that was my excuse to ask her what is it she was actually doing, because I had no idea. And that's another thing about creating curiosity, because I knew she looked amazing, had so much energy, and had this job where she got all dressed up on occasions, and but I didn't really know what it was about. So she told me anyway, and I just had this moment, like, I'm so grateful for my teaching wage, but back then I had nothing left at the end of the month, Mary. A bit like yourself, and I do like the nice things, and I wanted to have that money to buy the things. And I suppose we were buying our home in the following January, well, December, so a few months after that, we were due to buy and start to begin our mortgage. And I suppose Simon was the reason we were getting that mortgage. He works in sales. He had got a few bonuses whereby he paid off our wedding loan. He paid for a lot, and I not that he ever made me feel guilty, but I wanted to be equal in our marriage. I wanted to be able to, because I love being able to buy things and do things for others. And I wanted that. And I didn't want, having this mortgage. Then Molly obviously then I was going back to school, creche fees as well. So there was a lot of extra expense. And I was having my moment of sheer panic about where this money was going to come out of. Even though I was doing grinds, which anyone listening in another country, it's tuition. I was doing that in my house. When I had one baby, it was hard enough because I could hear her crying upstairs, and I know Simon was with her, but it just wasn't ideal. And I definitely could not be doing those tuition now with the three kids. There's no way. So, and to be honest, like, I was in school all day, like, I suppose preparing the same thing then for that. It wasn't exciting me. I didn't want to do them. I was dreading them, and I was yawning through them, which is, God forgive me, awful. But something about this opportunity that I was on my phone every evening anyway. So I really had this gut feeling of, Amanda, this is what, if not this, then what? And I had no idea. And I was like, really, really felt strongly about it. But my father and husband were so skeptical. They obviously said the only reason she was reaching out was because of this. It was a scam. But she actually, I knew, because I had been connected with her. So that's the power of connecting with people on social media, that she was a mum. She was from Ireland, just like me. She had two kids. And she told me of a teacher who was you. And you know what? When you hear of someone in the same profession, so just if anyone's listening and wondering what next, find someone maybe in your side gig that is of the same profession, because that sold it to me. There was also another principal, and I was like, God, if another teacher and a principal can do this, so can I. And I swear to God, that was my decision made. And that was my dad shut up as well, because he ended up knowing the principal, and he was like, oh right, you must, so definitely feel like that really did help me and make my decision. And also I wanted the Helcos as well. So I started, I suppose, both at the same time, both business and products. And just like, honestly, like, I can't describe how much my health benefit, but financially, and I know some people say money isn't everything, but when you don't have it, it's so stressful. And like, within my first month, I was hoping for an extra €200, and I made over €500. And remember I spoke about the house that we were buying, from the January, that this business has paid my mortgage since we got our mortgage. It's like, I've now at 4 years, so it'll be
That's
coming
incredible.
up. Yeah, actually, it's 4 years in January. So we'll have the house and the mortgage. So I'm in the business
That's
for
amazing.
4.5 years, and it's paid my mortgage every single month, which is
Amazing.
like massive. And obviously my goals are changing now all the time, but I always remind myself and be so grateful. Like, I remember, Amanda, you joined for 200, and now, like, what I'm earning and what my vision is like, just incredible.
Amazing, amazing. And that, like, Amanda, like, that is so powerful, because how many people out there would, like, most people, their mortgage is their biggest expense and it's their biggest stress.
Yeah.
And to be able to do something around without having to give up anything to be able to cover the cost of that is amazing, because
And
we're
not
so
leave the house,
used to
nothing.
we're so used to, like, in life, thinking that in order to get ahead, you've got to work harder. But with this business, like, to me, it's not simple. it's not easy, should I say, but it is simple. It's the simplest way to make money because it's about talking to people and sharing what you're
Totally.
doing. And like we meet people all the time, whether it's face to face or whether it's online, like, you connected, but it's being willing to have that conversation, being willing to share something that's working for you with others. And as a result, you get paid for it. And, you were able to pay your mortgage. And I know your goals are a lot bigger, lot bigger, and which is so exciting. But since we started, you were introduced to the book, and we started reading it in the morning. What are some of your key takeaways, and what is it how has it shifted your thinking? Because I know that obviously we're in the same business and everything, but I'd love to know from your point of view.
So I suppose it's for me, and the book, and with the book first, it's all about employing myself. Like, if it's to be, it's up to me. And like, I suppose, trying to get in line with what I actually want and my goals, and I suppose employing myself, but embracing the no's and just embrace it. Like, and I think the biggest thing as well over the last few weeks has been that we're not in the business to convince anyone. We're literally just sharing. And I think that takes a massive pressure off when you're having that conversation, because you're merely sharing. And that's all that was done with me. It wasn't anything in particular that the person, I suppose, sharing the side gig with me was saying, because I was only hearing bits. It was the whole thing. And it was, I think it's just to keep on sharing this with as many people as possible. And for me, reminding myself like of what it's done for me, and like seeing this as literally I can make an impact. Like, I love to serve people and help people, and that's exactly what I can do. And I think, knowing that, I know Larry and Taylor and yourself always talk, like, people will make up their own natural logical conclusion about this. And so many people are looking for this, especially like this whole gig economy concept. I just absolutely love. Like, I'm on my phone. Simon is on his phone every single night. If we were to compare our two, the way you can see how long you spend on your screen, like, it'd be the exact same, but I'm getting paid for mine. And honestly, it's just incredible. Like, and I'm trying to think now of everything, but it's just.
You said something there, which I think I'd love to elaborate on. And it's about, we're just getting people to essentially raise their hand. And I think for a lot of people who are maybe new to Larry and Taylor's teaching, they won't really understand what that means. But that is so powerful, because often we think that for everyone we speak to, we need to close them. And that doesn't sit well for so many of us. Like, it just doesn't.
I'm so sorry, Mary. My battery, this is how unprepared I am. My battery, I just have to get my charger, and my son is screaming, crying. So you might need to talk for 2 minutes.
Don't worry. But I mute you for a second, and then you can unmute. Yeah, perfect. So what Amanda talked about there is so powerful. And it's about, you're literally always just trying to start a conversation, getting them to see if they're interested or not. You're not trying to get a yes or a no. You're just literally sharing, this is what I'm doing. Got no idea if it's something that you would have any interest in. But if you are, I'd love to have a quick chat with you. If not, no worries. It's not about, you've got to do this and this is what it's going to do for you. And one thing that really resonated with me in their teachings is that the only thing that we should all be sharing is, what has it done for you? Like, what has it done for me? Because so often we tell the person what we think it's going to do for them when we have no idea. I have no idea if it's going to work for you like it's worked for me. All I know is, this is what's happened to me. And that little change, that little like GPS, as they would call it, can change everything for you. So while we're waiting for Amanda to come back on, let's bring Anita up. Anita, how are you?
Hi, Mary. How's it going? Hi, everybody.
It's great to have you here, Anita.
Great to be on, yeah. Nothing else to do on a Friday. Yeah, I can hear you, yeah. Can you hear me?
I can hear you perfectly. So, Anita, let's tell everybody a little bit about you and why you got started, just first and foremost.
Okay, so I'm from Blackline in County Cavan in Ireland, a nice little village, but I work full-time. So I really started on the products first and had no thoughts of doing a business. But what I did need, and it's like really coming out here with Amanda as well, I did need an extra 200 quid because my daughter was getting braces on, and I was actually thinking about what I could do at home like I was thinking stuff on envelopes. I heard that was a kind of a thing you could do at home because I didn't want to go outside the house again. I had 2 young kids. I have 3 altogether. One's away, but I couldn't go outside the house. So when Amanda mentioned to me, I went, oh my God, no, I don't do social media. Like didn't even have, I think I had Facebook. I definitely didn't have Instagram. I was very conscious of myself, so I wouldn't be very confident. I didn't like what people thought about me. I had a huge complex of, oh my God, what will they think of me? It's a kind of an old Irish thing, I think, maybe. Yeah. What, we have this thing. So, but she did say, look, you could make an extra 200 quid. And I was like, bing, like what? Like just by showing these products. So that's how I got started in the business. And I'm I've actually, my personal development, like I definitely 4 years ago wouldn't have popped on here with you, Mary, at this time, but I've got so much personal development of it. And when Mary and Seamus started talk about Larry and Taylor and the academy and the El Paso, and I probably didn't really understand it as much until we started to do the 6 a.m. book clubs. And I went on them, and I didn't have the book, but I do now. It's my little Bible. I've got it here. And it was just so simple. Like, I know some people are brilliant at doing reels and brilliant on stories, and they're great skills, and I'm learning them and I'm getting better at them, and they're great at posting on Facebook and I'm great at doing Facebook lives now. I do them all the time, but that's not what's going to bring people to you. You have to speak to people. Like, you have to talk to people, whether it's in Messenger or whether it's in face-to-face. Like, and what I loved about Larry and Taylor was when Larry talks about his El Paso experience, and him, like the thoughts of going door to door almost, or cafe to cafe or wherever, and ask people not only to take a look at what would you be open, but come over to this venue and sit there for an evening and let me speak to you. That was tough. Like, we don't have that. All we have to do is maybe send a message, or if you are sending out cards or sending out flyers, but you don't have to get people to a venue. You do it virtually now. So we've got it so much easier. Like, so I first of all love that. What I love about the academy is the 4 pillars, and how logical it makes your language, how you change your language when you're speaking to people, and finding who you want to attract and who's going to be attracted to you, because you're not going to attract everybody, but changing your language and making sure you're speaking with the right language, and don't be using any other language other than your own. But I have a favorite. I love the book, and we read it all the time, as you know, Mary. We reread it and reread it and reread it. And the beauty of that is, what I love, I remember sitting down one night and thinking, oh, I'd love to watch this show on Netflix. And I was just about to flick on the TV, and I remember thinking, like, is that what Larry One would do? No, he wouldn't. He wouldn't flick it on. He would do his messages, or he'd do his work. So I love the way it, as you keep repeating it, you get those messages. I hope I'm not talking too much. Maybe.
No, you're doing brilliant. Keep going.
My favorite chapter is the one variable is you, like, and if you are all in different companies, but you've probably seen people come in after you, and suddenly they're like hitting these promotions, and you're sitting like, what? Like, what are they doing that like, that's not fair. I'm here first, kind of thing. So there's a part of the book, and it says, if there's one person succeeding in your company with the products, and there's 99 people failing, then we know the products work because there's one person. And it says, if there's one person succeeding in the company with the marketing structure, and there's 99 failing, then we know the marketing structure work. And the variable is not the products, it's not the marketing structure, it's you. Like, it's what I do impacts what, it's not what Mary does or Amanda does or whoever does, it's what I'm doing. I've got the same products, I've got the same marketing structure, I've got the same Facebook, same Instagram as everybody else, but it's what I do. So I love that. So, and another thing he says is, for things to change, you have to change, and for things to get better, you have to get better. It's not that the products have to get better, or the marketing way you market has to get better, because he talks as well, and Taylor as well. I love the way to speak. The speaker really, sometimes they use language that I don't know, but I'm getting used to them now. But the speaker will, like, layman's terms, they're not trying to teach you skills about marketing that are way over your head. They're speaking in real language. Like, they're just saying it's you that needs to speak to people, and you don't have to be desperate. You don't have to go, oh, you have to come and join me because I need 2 people this month because that's what I want. You need to get the right people in, and the way you speak to them brings them in. The way you, what he says, Mary, the way you
bring them in is the way you bring them up.
Yeah. And it's so, that's what I love about it too. It's so duplicatable. I think I fell into the trap a little bit like you when I brought people in. I thought I had to do everything for them, and I was like panicking if they had a question, rather than me saying to them, go find the answers are there. Go.
That turns so many people off, Anita. And I'd love to know in the chat if you're afraid to build a team because you think you don't know enough, because so many people, that is their greatest fear. It's like, well, what if they ask me this question and I don't know it? Does it make me sound like I'm weak? And like, if the only thing you take from tonight's call is this sentence, it's worth its weight in gold. No matter what anybody asks you, no matter how long you've been in the business, no matter what position or rank you are, if a team member or a partner or an affiliate, whatever you call your team members, essentially asks you something, what you want to say is, I don't know about that. All I know is this is what I do. Like, it's keeping it that simple. And Anita, that for me was like, I can't say that because people are going to think, Mary, have you lost your mind? You're supposed to know all of this, but I'm not supposed to know all of that. And the more that I portray that I know, the more people think that they need to learn to get to where I am, which is not the truth. So it's such a brilliant point you made.
Yeah, and I love the gig economy. I knew what Uber was and what Airbnb was, but I didn't realize what we were doing. Using our asset, which is our phone, to make money, is the gig economy. And even more so now, all across the world, people are losing their jobs. Unfortunately, their income isn't what it was before the C word, the COVID word. And you've got so much opportunity not to make money ourselves. And I think that's another thing that Taylor talks about. It's not about what you can get, it's what you can give people. There's people out there that need another 200 quid, maybe need a full-time role. I'm in a part-time at the minute because I still work full-time. I've got goals that'll change, but I didn't need a full-time wage. But there is people out there that do, and it's just about reaching out to them and having the confidence. That's what I'm getting out of the academy, is the confidence to be proud of what I do and not be shying away from marketing, that I'm doing something wrong or I'm trying to scam people. It's really driven me to know that what I do is I'm proud of it, and I want to help people, and that's a great thing that I'm getting out of the academy. And I'm only just in it. We only started on Monday, so I'm really learning, and I've got loads more to learn. Those are the things that I got. To speak to somebody about the way I spoke to people about the business before is would you like to make money from social media? And they're like, oh no, gosh, I couldn't do that. But then when you talk about the gig, when you change that language and talk about the gig economy and would you like to, are you on your phone? What do you do now? And you're talking to them about their needs. And one of the other things that is in the book, and I'm not sure which chapter is, when he talks about what people need, what's the type of person that you need to speak people about? Dissatisfied people. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for people who are dissatisfied in their lives with something. It could be their health sometimes, and we're finding this a lot in the last couple of days, Mary, aren't we? Where we're speaking to people about the gig economy, but actually they're satisfied with that, or they don't want to, but they actually are dissatisfied with their health. So we're not just. And
this is such a great. I'm actually going to see if I can bring Amanda up on the screen too here. Let me see. Okay, all three of us are up here.
I'm so sorry. Anita to the rescue.
You're fine. You're fine. But I think that this is a really, really great topic to have, is because with the El Paso experience, what we're really focusing on is business. Okay, it's sharing the gig economy, because there are so many people, like Anita, you've said, that really could do with the extra income. You're living proof. You would love the concept of being able to earn an extra $200 or dollars. Hear me, I'm getting a bit American here. Euros or pounds for your daughter for her braces. Amanda was that she had, got her credit card. For me, I none of us had this idea that we were joining this because we were going to give up our job. We were looking for a whole new career. None of us had that concept. But we just love that. Give us something that we could do when we got 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there. Not that we had to show up at a certain time, that we had to do a certain amount. It was you get to put in what you want. And because I know you were very much but if I just leave with business, where's my customers going to come from? And that's like, because we're very product focused company. And do you want to share a little bit about that, how their teachings really, like, they create such clarity and they do simplify everything?
But that's Amanda or me?
Either or.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You see, I think it's as Larry would say and Taylor would say, both of them speak the same language now. I'm getting it, but what they would say is it's about handing over the penny, you know, getting that hand raised. It's not about the response that you get back, because they'll come, and it's about having the confidence to hand over that penny. And it could be in a messenger, it could be in a business card, it could be in a flyer, it could be in a conversation in a queue for a cafe. Like, I would never have done that 2-3 years ago. I would have been going, if somebody used to say to, you know, I would never think of turning around and saying, hi, have you heard of the gig economy? Now I will. I'll hand my card over, because I've got them ready to go. And what I loved about it with Taylor and his, you know, I still tear up every time he talks about his number 53. Like, he tears up, and I'm in the background going, oh my God, because how many of us, like, I've done it loads of times where I've sat and done my messages every day, and I got no's, or maybe no response or no's, and I've given, you know, I can have to hell, that's it, you know, I'll do more tomorrow. Whereas he went and waited for that 53 and got the 53. So the El Paso experience isn't about, and they said it on Monday night, it's not about getting 10 new teamies or getting 50 new customers. It's about handing over that, getting that confidence to hand over that card or hand over that penny, and handing 10 pennies every day will lead to brilliant things. I'm so excited about the next 90 days and beyond. Like, I just love, I have so much to learn.
Amazing. And we've all so much to learn, Anita. Like, the day that we think that we know it all is the day that our businesses will massively start declining. Like, as Larry says, whenever we speak to him, he's constantly learning. Like, he talks about the pulse beat. That's like, by him talking to us, he's thinking to himself, okay, now he could tell us one thing today and be like, we need to GPS it a little bit next week, because he's learning with us, because it's moving so quickly, this new economy that we're part of. And one thing that I think I would love to, like, just finish up on, ladies, is in the book, he talks about if he got a group of men together from 35 to 50 and he asked them that, you know, where do you see yourself for the next 30 years? Are you happy doing the job you're in? And the majority of them are like, no, definitely not. I can't see myself doing this job for 30 years. And I think that after Christmas, especially, a lot of people will be starting to tell themselves that they're happy. They don't need their side gig anymore. They're going to focus on their day job. And the reason I believe for that is, Taylor says it, that environment is stronger than will. So for the month of December, people's environment has been different. They've been surrounded by a lot of family, a lot of friends who maybe don't have the same vision that we have. And this is where I feel community and immersing yourself in the right environment is key for 2022. What would you, Amanda, what do you feel about that?
I completely agree. And like, I know with us, and I could just speak about our team, like, because of this drive, this excitement, the whole El Paso, like, our whole team, Anita will agree, like, they're all on fire, like, they're all so excited. It's really brought an air of excitement to me. I don't know if I'm answering this the right way, Mary, but for me, and I'm going to be so honest on this call, because I'm hoping my principal won't be listening, but I never envisioned when I joined this business, it was always something that was going to be a side plan B, I suppose, and that extra income. But now as a result of this gig economy, this side business, I have been able to be at home with my kids for the last 7 months with no unpaid leave from my school. And like, the more I am at home, and I think this is a lot of people in COVID times that are working from home, the more you crave that environment and want to be there. And I know I'm not alone, because everyone I speak to, my friends who are all teachers, all want the same. Like, it's looking at ways to be at home for longer. And now, like, I no, I'm going back for a little while because it's, I think I was talking to Donna, she was like, it's a short-term pain in the ass, but for a long-term goal. And that is to be at home. And this is the vehicle that can do this for me, for anyone, for absolutely anyone. Doesn't take a special person, just a special effort. And this academy, the book, oh my God, this El Paso experience for me, it's just been amazing. So I would say that for me, January is a new start, a new freshness, there's new excitement. But for me, and I feel my whole team, and not all, sorry, I will say not all, because they're still kind of in, I suppose, maybe they haven't got their own excitement back. But and that's, we all are our own motivation as well. Like, we have to have a reason why we're doing this. And your why, doesn't need to make you cry, even though mine does at the minute, but it should be so strong and so clear. And Mary, you've really helped me with that. And that's why I just feel like this, all of this, the academy, your morning calls, my God, they've changed everything for us. Like, gratitude, I wouldn't know about any of this if it wasn't for this business. But all of this combined has just given, like, my business fell massively. And I could have just said, well, right, I'm going back to work and, I'll have my full-time income there and that'll be it. But no, I was like so determined. And thank God I didn't know about this book club at 6 p.m. I was on one of your calls and I heard someone talk about it and I was like, what's this? I need to get on it, because I knew I needed something to excite me again and surround myself with that success and excitement. And my God, between your morning calls, I started the following, I think that morning, and I went on the book club that Friday night, and then I joined the academy and was on the 2 deep dives, and I was like, this is it. This is what I needed. And oh my God, just being surrounded by all of that, hearing the book every morning. Like, Anita, you should be a sales rep for Larry and Taylor. Like, amazing. Like, but I want to echo, even though you'd probably highlighted your lines, like, I echo everything that she said about the book. Like, it's such a confidence builder, and knowing that I wasn't speaking to enough people, and not being afraid of that, and just the more you do, the more confident you will get. And it's all about creating new habits. And it's the same with, I suppose, January and healthy eating. I know I wasn't in that on track at Christmas. We were all off track. But we're all getting back into the habit now of eating well. And like everyone, I think over the whole world, like in January, puts that focus. It's the same with this. It's just about creating new habits. And me, those 10 pennies now a day, like, that's what I'm aiming for. And it's just become a habit. I've had 3 phone calls. I never ever got anyone on the phone before this, ever. It was just something. So I've built my business to the level that I'm at, and rarely.
So at the top of the company, for anybody who's wondering, Amanda's top of the company. So
would you think that between my phone going dead, the children crying,
this is how you do it. This is real life.
It shows anyone can do this. And me talking about my used to be amazing daughter. But basically, now I'm bloody losing track of myself as well. Basically, yeah, I never ever got anyone on the phone. And my God, the time I am saving is like the amount of messages back and forth you could go through. I have done for the last like 4 years, and now it's like, okay, great. After they watch, like, I'm with the Zoom recruiter, just get the raised tan, and everyone, the majority of people that watch it, like, it is getting attention. Like, people are wanting to know more, so it definitely is working. And that's when I get the call in. My first call, I'd say, I was like, afterwards, Simon was like, ooh. I was like, but my second one was better. And today I was so confident coming off that phone. And just what Anisha said, like, I was worried about focusing solely on business and this gig economy. I was like, how the hell am I going to get my sales? And today she was like, definitely, she was like, all this weight I've put on, I'm 100% in. She wanted to improve her health. So she is ordering the product, and she's so interested in business, wants to save for her house. Like, the call couldn't have went any better. Now, she hasn't signed up yet. Putting it out there. Sorry.
It will be.
But yes, so it's all just been, it's really, really exciting. And I'm really excited for
And what you said about the messages is so true. Like, it's about the amount of conversations you're having. But if you don't feel good about what you're saying, it doesn't matter how many messages you send. Like that is the key.
Was key. Yeah, that is so important. And I think when you said that to me, and I heard Larry and Taylor say it again, it has to sit well with you. And I loved when they said about like cold messages, always find a connection. And that's me. Like I always want a reason to I suppose have messaged that person. So finding that connection is really, really important to me as well. That just sits so well with me.
Amazing.
And knowing
amazing,
that
Amanda.
these scripts, and you don't need loads of like,
nothing.
What are you saying? I know we all do it. Like, what are you saying? What's working for you? But just being yourself. And as Anita said, using your own language, like how 100%. You would speak, be you.
100%. And I know Larry and Taylor would be delighted to hear that before this, you never got people on the phone, but this week alone, you've had 3 messages. And it's not about, you know, aiming for perfection at all. It's all about becoming that 1% better. And, you know, they always teach us that the way that you get better at anything is not from learning more, it's from the action that you're taking. That is the greatest learning that you can ever have. So amazing, Amanda. Thank you so much. Anita, what about yourself?
I'm not muted. I was going to look and see who was muted. Yeah, I suppose the environment part is so true. Like, I mean, if you're in a kind of a negative environment, that negativity, you know, rubs off on you. So you've got people around you, and we all do have friends, family that go, oh, look at her again, she's on Facebook, and what are you selling, and all. And not, you know, if you're in the wrong place or in the wrong place in your mind, that really can stop you dead in your tracks, like, and you're stopped. So being in the book club with you and being in the academy with Larry and Taylor and surrounding ourselves with like-minded people that are in different businesses. It doesn't all have to be in the one business, but we're all in the same frame of mind. So all that positivity, you just absorb it. So when you do get a negative comment or somebody puts something up on your Facebook going, oh, it's a scam, don't buy her, you're just like, oh well, sad, but carry on, move on, next.
Send them love.
And like that confidence that you get again from knowing that you're doing the right thing. And like if somebody had said that to me 3 years ago, I'd be going to Amanda, oh Amanda, like they just said this. Whereas now she wouldn't even know, because I wouldn't even tell her, because it wouldn't impact me. So I think that's so true about the environment in January. Like people are making decisions now about how they want their year to be, you know, how they want to end their year. They want to end the year like they did in December, either financially or health-wise, and do they want to make changes? And we're in the right place now to reach out to people. And it doesn't have to be people in your area, in your community. It's worldwide. Like, I love that. Like, you know, exactly. You know, it's everywhere. And, you know, it's great. Yeah, I love it.
Exactly. Amazing, Anita. And I see we've Molly there as a little guest. Good evening, Molly.
Say hello.
So, ladies, you were all phenomenal. Thank you so much. For anybody who's watching, I want you to really hit that love button, because these ladies got a message from me at 5:30 this evening, like 30 minutes before we're going to go live, I need a favor, guys. I need some of you to come on and speak with me this evening. So this is what happens when you immerse yourself in the right community with the right training. You decide that I'm going to take the opportunity. I'm just going to go for it because I'm just speaking what I'm learning. And that is what you will get with the Millionaire Training book in the Academy. And for 2022, why not give your business the best possible chance by making it fun, simple, and magical, learning from the greatest in the whole industry, making your environment absolutely bulletproof by joining the LT Academy. And if that's not something you want to do, then the book club is live every Friday at 6 o'clock GMT time. I think it's 12 o'clock if you're in the Texas area. And there is also the opportunity to buy the books. So there's so many different ways to learn from them if you don't want to dive headfirst into the Academy. But from myself, Amanda, Molly, and Anita, thank you so much for taking the time to listen to us tonight. We hope you've had some value from this. Make sure that you are employing yourself. If you go onto the Millionaire Training /resources, you can download the audio files. So when you're in your car, you can listen to them and you can hear, it's Larry speaking, you can hear him speaking, which is just amazing. And we hope you have an amazing 2022. What a wonderful way for us and a privilege for us to kick off 2022 for Larry and Taylor tonight. But have a great evening, a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you all soon. Thanks so much, guys. Thanks, ladies. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.